on the Big Joel community call, which is held every other Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific. And I see all the time zones in between on here today. If you're new to the call, this call is also live streamed across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. So you can, I know there are people watching there as well. So if you ever can't get on the Zoom, you can definitely watch on there as well. Little housekeeping again for people that are on the call for the first time. All of these calls are turned into audio podcasts by Mr. Josh Brown. Usually happens day of. Sometimes it happens tomorrow. But then you can actually listen to the audio, or if you like something you hear and you want to share it with colleagues or people in your office or people at your company, you can always go grab it wherever you consume your podcasts. That's across every streaming platform for podcasts. You just go to the Big Joel Show. Just a little bit of housekeeping as well. We do have a crush group starting on November 15th. That is, I guess, a little bit, about 2.5 weeks from now. We do have a crush group starting. If you want information on that, that is on the website at bigjoel.com. We also have some new podcasts that have been released, and we're releasing a loan officer podcast, a really good one here in the next few days as well. So if you just want hear some inspiration from some of your colleagues, whether they're in mortgage or real estate, feel free to go to the Big Joel show, and all that stuff is there. There's some really good podcasts with real estate agents as well that are great for you agents that are on the call right now, or to share with your agent partners. You can just basically grab them off the site and you can text them to your partners, and there's really good information in there. So today you just have me with no guests. So welcome everybody. I can't see anyone today except for Coley and the top of Steve Leslie's head. It's probably because he's probably eating a White House sub right now and doesn't want anyone to see what he's doing. And I could see Tony a second ago. There he is, coming in hot from the west coast of Florida, where I don't see any downed trees behind him. But I can see Tony. Hey, Steve and Coley. Everyone else, welcome, even though I can't see you. And so we have obviously an election coming up here pretty soon. So I'm sure a lot of you all are hearing what I hear from agents. I'm with agents in a different market every week. I've been just in the past couple of weeks in Hartford and Houston, and probably forgetting where I was even the week before that. And I'm hearing some objections on, will I want to wait for the election, which we all know is a kind of a crazy objection, but we're hearing a lot of that. And so I'm hearing from some loan officers that, there's a baby stall, not because the rates basically went right back up where they were, but just because the clients are, either being fussy or saying, hey, I want to wait and see what happens. But I think we all know on this call, whether you're a real estate agent or a loan person on this call, we all know that no matter what, when and if the rates ease up at all, and probably, I think we know that it doesn't matter who wins the election, half the country is going to be mad. But I think that housing, is a thing. Interest rates are a thing. The cost of goods, everything is a thing. Are we ever going to see, 2 7/8 30-year fixed again? Probably not. I mean, I hope not. I hope we don't. But is it possible to see stuff in the fives? Absolutely. And there's a lot of articles out there written. I don't know whether you all have seen them, but that if the rates dropped 0.5%, now this article is written not when the rates were closer to 7, more like 6 3/4 or 6 5/8. If the rates dropped 0.5%, there are 5 million people that would be motivated to do something. Sell their house, buy a new house, do something, come off the ledge, off the edge, off the shelf immediately and start doing things. I think we all know, again, it's we really know, and I'm sure you all laugh like I do when we see articles, in all major media about the market in general. We all know that if the rates drop, the price of houses is not coming down; it's only going up because there's only a finite number of houses, and there's a lot of people that want those houses, and of course that does drive the price up. The other bit of false narrative that I think is truly false, and if there's any agents on here and you want to go in the chat, I'd love to talk to you about it. But I've been asking agents all over, are you seeing prices going down? And what their answers are is no, prices aren't going down. What they're seeing is mispriced homes by listing agents that don't know what they're doing. And then yes, the house may go for under what they listed it for, but that doesn't necessarily mean the prices are falling. That means that those houses were listed poorly. They were not listed correctly. And so, I'm not hearing at all that, literally, houses are tanking, anywhere. And again, as is evidence, probably what happened when the rates dropped a little bit. We had a little baby 2-day refinancing boom, and you had some people, getting under contract and locking in. Any of those houses that were in really good shape went for over the list price, is what I'm being told in every major market. There's not one market where I was told anything differently. Now, we have natural disaster area markets. I see there's 2 people from Tampa or the west coast of Florida on here, and I'm sure you could get on here and tell some great stories right now. I don't mean great stories, but crazy stories about what's going on in that market. But with the exception of natural disaster stuff, I think the prices are only going up. And if you're on this call right now and you're standing right now, you're going to win, by the way. So one of the big takeaways for today's call, the reason I wanted to just do this without a guest speaker is, I wanted to just tell all of you, I know a lot of you on here and some of you I don't know. I just know your names from being on these calls that, if you're standing right now, I firmly believe 2025 could be possibly your best year you've had in production for purchase unit production. Rates drop and you can do some refinances. Good for you. I think the servicers have gotten very, very, very good at doing refinances, and I don't think you can expect to do as many as you did last time. I just don't think it's possible based on how the servicers are attacking. But I do think it's very possible to have a massive year when it comes down to purchase units. Agents are getting the same type of vibe. Especially the good agents, the ones that are left standing, are getting the same type of vibe as we go into the end of the year and for next year. And I am extremely bullish for all of you. Number one, there's a lot less of you. There's a lot less of loan officers. Number of loan officers is down, and the number of real estate agents is down. So, I'm excited for all of you because I think the amount of homeowners is not going down; is only going up when there's things for them to buy and when they're more comfortable buying. And so, we know that, one party is, making a lot of noise about, lowering costs, which should, help everyone free up money to, buy a house. The other party is making a lot of noise about housing in general, whether it makes sense what they're saying or not. Doesn't matter. At least it's on the radar. So the way I look at it is whoever wins, I still think we win as an industry because I think that the stats are still there. Over 30 million people that identify as a millennial, have stated that if they could, they would, and they want to buy a house. They're not taking the, I want to rent forever move. They definitely want to buy, which is really good for us. I don't want to say that NAR, the NAR thing is behind us, but what I will say is as I'm out in the market talking to real estate agents, I'm being told unequivocally, for the most part, 99% of the time, the NAR thing is a non-issue. We have it handled. We don't have a problem with this. We're good to go. I am not hearing agents complaining about it. I think it has taken their business up a notch or a couple of notches. Need to be a lot more professional to get that buyer broker um, form signed. I think, listings, very common. Listing agent meets with a potential seller. They look the seller in the eye. Let's pretend it's a 6% market. Let's pretend it's 5% market, whatever it is. They're telling the seller, your fee to list your home with me will be 2.5%. Prepare for another 2.5% for a buyer broker to bring us someone to buy your house and manage the transaction along with me. Be prepared for that. The agents are calling, asking what the seller's prepared to pay, and the good listing agents are saying, make us an offer. And that's how it's going. And I'm literally not seeing agents really batting an eyelash over it. It's newer agents that don't necessarily know what they're doing or scared to explain their value to a customer. But the reality of it is, I think that big blurb is over. If you're in a market where it's still haywire, please feel free to go in the chat and let me know. But I am not seeing that right now, and I am in the market, a market somewhere every week, and I'm talking to agents every week about this, and for the most part, they're saying, yeah, whatever. Okay, let's keep going. We're over this. That's what I'm hearing. So that's great. Now, with that said, I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again. It's very important. This is a very unique opportunity, a unique moment in time as everyone is trying to do settlements faster and faster, get to closing faster and faster, for you to really provide and show your unique value as a partner to your agent. And the best agents are getting their clients into their lender partners way earlier than ever before. So you all can do your thing. And meaning and really help your agent partners make it easier for them to write contracts that move quicker and to actually help get these houses when there are multiple offers at play there. And I think you need to be consistently working on that skill set. We will be back in that market very quickly, where if you are not calling the listing agent, your person is not going to, your pre-qual or whatever you did, your person is not getting that house. The other thing that I've been talking to agents about, and you should feel free to talk to them as well, is, before COVID, agents were very active and very social, and they were all over the place doing social things to the point where everyone made fun of them all the time. Oh, all they do is go eat and drink and hang out and go look at houses. Those of us that understand this business know that that's not really what they're doing. They're really networking with each other and getting to know each other and getting to know all the properties that are on the market. And that's a large part of your job, if you're a licensed real estate agent, is knowing lots of other agents and knowing all the properties and knowing lots of people. That's a big part of your job. And I've noticed that the best agents that have stayed true to that and that have stayed on that and have really stayed networked have been more successful because they have the ability to call someone and say, I have a buyer in this neighborhood. Do you have anyone? Or they're getting an inbound phone call from agents saying, I'm going to put something on the market. Do you know people that want this? If you're not networked, you're not getting those phone calls at all. You're just not getting them. And so, that's another good takeaway for your agent partners, to ask them how you networking, maybe for you all to set up some things where people can network. And I don't just mean happy hours where everyone's just getting drunk and nothing's happening. I mean, true networking type of things where you're the host, so people can get together and really talk to each other and see each other. Now, again, another big subject that I want everyone to hear loud and clear is file quality. File quality is a massive issue right now. There's not one company in the country that has, started to bulk up hiring a gazillion LOAs and processors and closers and post closers and pre closers and pipeline managers and whatever you want to call all of these people that helped us manage a ton of volume. No one is doing that, and I don't think anyone's going to be doing that anytime soon. So your file quality is the number one thing that you can control. When loan officers complain to me all the time about different things, or the rates are high, or this, that, and the other, I say, look, forget it, shut up, concentrate on stuff you can control. The one thing you can control is actually taking a very good loan application. I know we don't take applications anymore, but you all know what I mean. And taking a very good interview up front, licking it and sticking it. Okay. And when you hand it in, have it be handed in correctly with everything in file. Your files should be coming out of underwriting with no conditions on them. You heard me correctly. No, zero conditions. You should have none except for title work, homeowners insurance, earnest money, maybe a gift letter, things like that. That's it. You shouldn't have anything else on there. The more times an underwriter has to touch your file, the more annoyed they are, especially if they're very overworked right now. The best loan officers in the country right now are handing in really, really good files, and they're coming out with no conditions so they can close their new contracts faster. They are telling their agent partners, write 10-day closes. I'm good with that. Let's go. I did a full pre-qual, which turned into a full pre-approval, and I've got all the docs I need, and we are ready to roll. I mean, really ready to roll. Let me tell you all a little, let me give you all a little hint if you didn't already know this. There's nothing more annoying to one of your potential borrowers when you do a pre-qual 3 months ago. You doc the file, you give them their pre-qual, you throw it in the corner, the proverbial corner of the cloud, because we don't have paper anymore. Then a contract comes in 3 months ago, and then you have to completely redoc the file. That's known as originating the file twice. And it annoys every borrower you have. The best loan officers in the country follow my BIC-PP system. If you don't know what that is, we talk about that a lot in crush groups. And these files are kept up to date the whole time. We are not chasing our tails with new employers and all kinds of money moving around and having to use massive amounts of staff to get loans closed in a timely fashion without literally breaking the whole system. You really can't see what your people are doing anymore because most people are working remote, or maybe you're remote and they're all in one place. But if you could see the dance that goes on when they dust, when they blow the dust off a 3 to 4 month old pre-qual to completely redock it, to close it in 10 days because you're jumping up and down and told them you could. And meanwhile, every single doc in the file is literally dead. It's a dead file. The agent doesn't think it's a dead file. The borrower, your client, doesn't think it's a dead file. But you and your company know it's a dead file until it's completely redocked. Okay, so just think about that for a minute. That is a best practice, big time, all the time. That is a best practice. Okay, submitting completely put together files all day, every day. Think about it. I dare you to pull your last 10 loan approvals after we hang up this call and look at the conditions on those loan approvals. And if there's anything there except for the 4 things I mentioned earlier, you are definitely doing something wrong. That is factual. You are definitely doing something wrong. Now is the time of the year, by the way, when we need to start looking at where our referrals are coming from, who our best referral partners are. When is the last time we talked to them? When is the last time we physically saw them? When is the last time literally we had any type of meaningful conversation with them? What loan officers do is you're talking to people while you have loans in process, and you think that is helping you to build your relationship, and it is not. That's just transactional talk. That's not relationship talk whatsoever. Your job is to get the loans, not do the loans. There's real estate agents on here. Your job is not to sell the houses, it's to get referrals so you can sell a house, list, or sell a house. So really go into some deep thought right now as it's about to be November 1st and we have 2 months left, and start thinking about what are you going to do to make 2025 the biggest purchase unit year you've ever had. You notice how I said purchase unit year you've ever had. I don't care whether your average loan amount's 250 or whether your average loan amount's 800,000. It's all about the units. And what are you going to do to set yourself up to come out of the gate strong? The big January. I love how people complain, oh, the first quarter is always slow. BS. The first quarter never has to be slow. That's all in your head. It does not have to be slow. If I were you today, I would be telling your significant other, if you have one, that you are going all in until the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And then Friday morning after Thanksgiving, you're going all in again, right up to Christmas Eve. I think we have Christmas on a Tuesday or Wednesday this year, which is going to turn into what I call the dead 2 weeks, where people take 1 week, then they take another week, then they take another day after that. Next thing you know, everyone's gone for 2 weeks. That is coming to us this year. Well, I know that's good for you and your families to relax a little bit. Not good to have a 2 week hole in your business plan. so you should be very ahead of that and not already be telling yourself January is going to be horrible because because of the way the holidays are going down this year. The other thing is Thanksgiving is late. Okay, we know Christmas is always on the 24th of December, but Thanksgiving is, I think, the 28th. It's right at the end. So literally we're going to have Thanksgiving and 3 weeks later it's Christmas. Boom, right away. So you're going to have a lot of people start disappearing on you really fast. So you don't have that much time to really dig in and get going so you can have a great first quarter next year and finish the year really strong. There's plenty of activity out there. I don't want to call anyone out that's on the call right now, but there are people on this call right now that are still doing lots of units. There are people not on this call that I've been with or that I work with one-on-one that, closed over 35 units last month, way more than one of them. That's not just one person. Okay. That's not a bunch of refis in there either. That's 35 purchase loans. The other thing I'm already seeing, and I just want to bring this up quickly. I'm watching the clock. I don't know what your company policies are on this stuff, but your personal policy needs to be this. If you have taken a refinance loan, if you have a floating refinance loan, and you actually put that in your company's system, you actually put that loan in and disclosed it, you are certifiably insane. And if you worked for me, I would make you withdraw them all and fire you. Yes, I said that. Okay. A floating refi, all you're doing is messing up your company's hedge big time. Okay. Because it looks like it's a loan. It's not a loan. A floating refi is the equivalent of, I don't even know. I mean, can I say like a pile of steaming dog poo? I mean, it's zero. It's nothing. Why would you clog your system with that? Ever. Refinances go like this. You're ready to lock, you dock, you lock, you schedule, you close. You should not have people in your system that are not locked in. If they're not ready to lock, don't app them. Don't take them until they're ready. And make sure they know the docs you need. Okay. Doc, lock, schedule, close. The best loan officers, the ones I work with one-on-one, we schedule refis like a purchase. It's a purchase loan to us. We dock them, we lock them, we schedule them, we close them on time. We don't mess around. We set that schedule, we set that date, we close them. That's how we do it. Okay. And that's the way you should be doing it. And there's going to be a lot of loan officers that are going to implode if and when these rates drop and you throw in 10 refis and you're going to implode your ops and your purchase loans are going to suffer. You're going to be screaming at your company, we suck, we suck, we suck, we suck, we suck. Our ops suck. I need to leave and go to another company. Not really. It's probably you. Probably not that. It's probably you because of the way you handed the loans in or because of how you're operating out of control. Okay. So just remember, refinances, I like to have them done before 8 a.m. and after 6 p.m. so they don't get in the way or your other stuff. But the reality of it is, if someone is not ready to lock and you're just watching with them, fine, watch with them. But don't spend a bunch of time apping those people and putting them in your system so it looks like a live loan in your system. That's a very, very, very bad practice. Okay. So everyone, I wanted to do this call myself today without a guest. I'll have a guest on next week. I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit. I want to give everybody big, big props for standing right now, for being where you are, being on this call, watching. If you're watching live on one of the other platforms right now, you will win, and you are winning right now. You've just gone through the low of the low, the bottom of the bottom. It's only going up from here, and all of you will benefit. Keep your head down. Kick ass. Do not get discouraged. Make sure you're taking care of yourself from a health perspective. You're getting enough sleep and you're working out. You're doing all the stuff you got to do because you're going to be working really hard next year because probably most of you are going to double your loan volume, your loan units next year based on this year. Okay. So everybody enjoy the fall. If you're in a place where the leaves fall, Tony, I know you're not. Joe, I know you're not. Patrick, a bunch of Florida people on here today. I know you're not. But the rest of you enjoy the fall and enjoy the crisp weather and the football. And I will talk to you all.